Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 2 on the Mysterious JG. The one person that I remember having a strong opinion on what ratio I should use, they wanted the, not the stretched out, but the full screen, and I have not done that, so sorry, Bobo. I somehow have now gotten used to the regular thing with background. But this is Let's Play Mega Man 2 on the Mysterious JG, and we're going to continue our quest to take down Dr. Wily. We didn't get it done the first time, but I'm sure that this time when we defeat Dr. Wily, who's finally gotten a frickin' lazy-ass villain building his own robots, as the monster robot masters rather we were fighting last time were actually built by the same guy who built Megaman. He just apparently did a much better job with us. But now we're fighting Dr. Wily's robots, and I'm going to vaguely attempt to take out the most difficult ones first. I don't consider Crashman one of the most difficult ones, but some people do. And although it's silly to base your self-esteem around how well you can play Mega Man games, and like say, I'm going to do the toughest thing just to show off how awesome I am, I still kind of wish I could go through Quick Man stage and beat him with a Mega Buster, but I'm not really that confident I can do it. So I took out Crash Man first, and a sort of kind of badass thing I'm going to do now is attempt to take out Quick Man. And I mentioned in the last video, Bobo and I using action figures to play games of our favorite video games. And now Crashman was one of the more powerful of the robot masters who worked for, Dr. Wily. Quickman would be the one that we thought was probably more powerful than Crashman, because Quickman is a huge pain in the patootie. So those beams cross the screen, and you have to fall through and get out of the screen before they hit you. They are instant death. You do not tank damage here, you just die. That 1-up is quite good, because it actually brings us up to having the normal number of lives, since we lost lives in Clashman stage. Crashman stage. Clashman would be pretty badass. He'd be like a punk rocker. I don't think there's a Clash Man later in the series, but there might be. I do not. If you sat me down and asked me to remember the names of all the Robot Masters, even just in Mega Man, not counting the X games, I would not be able to do it. And there you go, I've already fucked up. This is, for me, probably the toughest stretch of the entire game. Flashman has a weapon called Time Stopper. It stops time for a short while. It is extremely useful here. There's not that many places in the game it's useful. There might be some places it's useful that it never occurred to me to try it. Oh, fuck. Last life. Here we go. This is going to suck. If I don't succeed this time, we're not going to be able to get the use of those 2 E-tanks, which will be annoying to me. And, yeah, I'm trying to turn the corners as quick as possible, which means occasionally you just turn the corner before you've actually stepped off the platform. So yeah, I am not at all ashamed of this. I never expected I was going to be able to do this without a continuum to. But I did lose the E-tanks, which sucks. You saw that 1-up in the first screen. That's something where there are we had the magnet beam, as I called it. It's just called the M weapon in the last game. There are similar things to that in this game, and after you have them, you can get that 1-up. I do not believe this game allows you to revisit stages you've already cleared, because unlike Mega Man, the original, there's no reason to do so, since the original Mega Man would give you A, clear points, and B, you had to pick up that weapon. In this game, you just get the mobility devices by defeating the correct bosses. Maybe you can go revisit stages. There's no reason to do so if you can, though. Yeah, because this game does not have a point system with clear points or anything like that. So far, so good. We're doing better than we did last time, obviously. This is the tough one here. You have to jump out. You have to curve back to the right, but if you go too far left, you get stuck. Oh, I might do it. Oh no! Fuck! I turned left too hard. That was the last screen. But your time there is extremely tight. I'm not even sure that had I not missed that turn, I would make it, because I was just a little non-perfect in where I started. But yeah, I've actually, I don't consider it cheating, but I did a little practicing of this off screen in the challenge mode. Because again, this is as hard as this game gets, really. But it's kind of, if you're not doing it, you can't tell how each little thing is, how like tight the timing is on it. So like here, you can't just fall off and turn hard right as hard as you can, because you'll... Now, I think I got that one good. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, I should have just run by you. And there's another one, and if you try to fight it, you end up respawning the first one, and it's a huge pain in the patootie. Don't shoot me, a jerk. There we go. Alright, I am not even going to try to beat Quickman with this much health, and I'm not going to use my E-Tank, because even with Crashman weapon, I might find myself in a spot where I need it. So let's see if we can learn a little bit about his pattern. He jumps across. He jumps across. He runs under you. He's pretty fast. He is one of many Mega Man bosses who the real threat he poses is that he keeps ramming you with his body, his own shot. He didn't even fire off his Quickman weapon. He just is jumping around and he hits you and you take damage. So these are bombs that explode. They hang on the wall, they explode. If you hit the guy with it before it clings to a wall, you never even see it explode, which is a little weird. The fight with Quickman himself went faster than I was expecting, and to be quite honest, the number of times I got to shoot him in the face when he wasn't fighting back, I might have been able to beat him with the regular old Mega Buster there, but easy for me to say that now, since I didn't have to. Alright, folks, well, I mean, I'll be quite honest with you, I did not anticipate, I anticipated quite a few continues to get past those beams, and I'm pretty pleased that it didn't come to that. But as far as this recording session goes, I think I'll quit while I'm ahead. But when we come back next time, let me go ahead and save my game before I forget. But when we come back next time, folks, see, and this would be like a cool password to collect, because although eventually Nintendo Power came out and explained how the password system worked, so you could kind of like go in there and cheese it and figure out exactly what you wanted to start with. Back in the day, we didn't know how that worked, and we would just go in, and if you really was like, wouldn't it be neat to have beaten Crashman and Quickman and have the easy bosses still to come? You would have to do it, like we just did. I was thinking if either one of these guys, I can't remember who gives you, in this game, your transport devices, instead of having an M weapon which shoots a beam for you to walk on. You've got this weird wall climber one, which is called Item 3. You've got these platforms that float upwards that you can ride on, called Item 1. And then, generally the one that's the most useful when you don't have a puzzle specifically forcing you to use one of the items is Item 2, which is just a little rocket, and you shoot it, you jump on it. It's like a little platform you can jump on that starts moving rapidly from left to right, or right to left, depending on which way you're facing when you shoot it. I like to have that before I take on Heatman Stage, because Heatman Stage is this game's obnoxious... It's like this game's answer to Iceman Stage, ironically. It's just obnoxious, disappearing, reappearing platform puzzles. And I don't think any of them are quite as bad as the Iceman one, but there's one that involves you going left to right over an infinite death pit, I keep saying. It's a death pit, and it's kind of frustrating, and it's kind of annoying, and I don't mind cheesing that one when I play this game by using Item 2. But I don't remember what enemy gives you Item 2. So tune in next time, by which time I will have had to decide, do I want to beat Heatman next because he's the toughest one and it makes me feel like I'm super awesome? Or do I keep picking random robots and hoping that they're the one who gives me Item 2 so I can cheese my way past Heatman Stage? Even at the worst of times, that platform section isn't as bad as Quickman Stage, but it takes a lot longer. Quickman Stage, you either beat those beam screens or you don't, and it doesn't take very long. Woodman is actually... Crashman weapon works pretty good against Woodman. Quickman's weapon works really well against Metalman, but Metalman's not that difficult to defeat anyway. And I think Quickman's weapon does okay against Heatman too. Anyway, folks, I'm just blathering now because that video went so much shorter than I expected. I wanted to give you a little bit more of a show. But next time we will take on some kind of... Maybe I'll just say fuck it and take out Flashman now because I know... but that way I can keep an eye out for, hey, I wonder if there's places where Flashman weapon is useful that I've never noticed before and actually try to use it. That might be. Flashman stage, he's got like barriers in his stage that you can blow up with Crashman's weapon, which, you know, allows you to bypass little sections. Like, it's not a tough stage regardless, but there are little things that Crashman's weapon helps you do in Flashman's stage, so maybe we can kind of take advantage of that. Well, it doesn't matter if we do him next or last. Either way, we'll have Crashman weapon. I am completely just blathering now. Hopefully next time I'll be less blathery. Thanks, everybody, and have a mega good day. Mega.